We're used to seeing our favorite rugby stars shine on the field. Whether it's the huge hits, inch-perfect passing, clever kicks, or acrobatic efforts, their talent on the park speaks for itself. But what about the less talked about side of these sportsmen, the side that gets involved in meaningful and impactful causes? Many rugby players use their fame and status to help their communities in ways that go far beyond the game. From philanthropy to community engagement, these players are making a real difference both on and off the field. Join us in this video as we explore the remarkable work of rugby players making an impact in the world. 1. Doddie Weir. In June 2017, Doddie Weir, a Scottish rugby legend, revealed that he had been diagnosed with motor neurone disease, MND. Despite facing the challenges of this devastating disease, Weir has worked tirelessly to raise awareness and funds for MND research. In addition to his own personal battle, he's helped other people with the condition and worked to advance research that could help improve treatments for this disease, for which there is no cure. During his playing days, Weir won 61 caps for Scotland and was one of the most respected forwards in rugby at the turn of the century. As of October 2018, his charity, My Name's Doddie, has raised over €1 million for research into MND. Weir was awarded an OBE in the 2019 New Year Honours for services to rugby, motor neuron disease research, and the community in the Scottish Borders. He also received the BBC Helen Rollison Award in the same year. 2. Jason Leonard. England's rugby legend Jason Leonard is not only one of the most successful players in the sport, but he's also made a massive impact off the field. Since retiring from playing, Leonard has been heavily involved in charity work, raising over €2 million for charity by holding an annual dinner every year since 2004. But his most important work began in 2014, when he founded the Atlas Foundation. The foundation's goal is to help disadvantaged children achieve a better future through rugby-related initiatives and communities. A launchpad for good, as described on the Foundation website, the remarkable charity provides a platform that funds international projects that impact the lives of deprived young people all over the world, using rugby as a vehicle. Through their funding, they provide safety, education, food, sport, guidance, and community to thousands of children. So far, they've raised over £1 million and impacted the lives of more than 50,000 children across 5 continents. 3. Alex Popham. Popham is a legendary figure in the Welsh rugby team. He won 33 caps for Wales, played in World Cups in 2003 and 2007, and is a 2008 Grand Slam winner. He retired back in 2011, but in April 2020, at the age of just 40, he was diagnosed with early-onset dementia, linked to the head injuries he sustained during his rugby career. Despite the devastating diagnosis, Popham and his wife Mel turned their energy into something positive by supporting a charity organization, Head for Change. The organization is dedicated to improving brain health in sport and supporting former players who've been affected by neurodegenerative disease as a result of their professional career in rugby or football. Together, the couple have bravely shared their story in the media to raise awareness and inspire others to take action. 4. Owen Farrell. Owen Farrell, the England flyback, is known for celebrating his tries and kicks uniquely. The celebration involves linking both his index fingers together as he holds his hands out in front of him. And the result for this celebration strategy stems from his close relationship with one of his biggest fans, Jack Johnson. Jack, from Farrell's hometown of Wigan, was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy (DMD) in 2011, a debilitating muscle wasting disorder that will leave him crippled and unable to walk. After learning about Jack's condition a few years ago, England star Farrell has been heavily involved in raising awareness of the charity Joining Jack, a charity aimed at relieving the needs of sufferers at Duchenne muscular dystrophy (DMD) by funding research into the methods of treatment and cure of the condition. Since then, Farrell decided he would dedicate every point he scored to Jack by linking his fingers together to make a JJ sign, the initials of Joining Jack, to showcase his support. 5. Shane Williams. Wales and Osprey legend Shane Williams has been a strong supporter of Wooden Spoon, a charity that works to improve the lives of children with disabilities or who are living in disadvantaged circumstances. The charity's made a tremendous impact, funding over 1,300 projects since 1983 and raising over £29 million. Williams has been involved in a number of fundraising efforts for the charity, including setting a world record in 2019 by captaining a team to play a rugby match at the highest altitude ever. The match, which lasted 14 minutes and was played with 7 players on each side, was held at an altitude of 6,331 meters, 20,770 feet, near the base camp of Mount Everest. It formed part of the Everest Rugby Challenge, arranged by the children's rugby charity Wooden Spoon, which has raised more than £250,000. 6. Dan Carter. While he's a household name in rugby union circles, there's much more to Dan Carter than being an international sporting superstar, and philanthropy is one of them. The 3-time World Rugby Player of the Year, who hung up his boots in 2021, supports a number of vital charities and projects that drive change for the better in New Zealand and around the world. Dan launched a fundraising platform called the DC-10 Fund to support UNICEF's work with underprivileged children. The fund supports and advocates for UNICEF's work to empower children and protect their rights, both in New Zealand and around the world. Also, he completed a 24-hour kick-a-thon at Eden Park to raise $370,000 to provide clean water and sanitation for children in the Pacific in 2022. But that's not all. Together with Louis Vuitton, Dan joined UNICEF in appealing for support for children affected by the Syrian crisis. Even before his retirement in 2009, Carter, Richie McCaw, and Ali Williams also launched the iSport Foundation to provide a helping hand to New Zealand's youth through sport. 7. Siya Kolisi. A big name in the South African and international rugby worlds, Siya Kolisi made history in 2018 as the first black test player to be appointed captain of the South African Springbok rugby team in its 129-year history. In 2019, Siya led his team to a Rugby World Cup victory, returning South Africa to the top of the world rankings for the first time in 10 years. But Kolisi not only gave back to his country through his stellar career, he also engaged in a number of charity projects through his Kolisi Foundation to alleviate the poverty of the masses. Kolisi co-founded the Kolisi Foundation in 2020 in partnership with his wife Rachel to help vulnerable communities during the COVID-19 pandemic. The impact the Kolisi Foundation has had in the few short months after its inception was huge. The foundation provided sustainable food parcels to more than 25,000 families and provided hygiene products to frontline health workers nationally in partnership with the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Also, in July 2020, Siya was announced as a UN Global Advocate for the Spotlight Initiative. This is a global partnership between the United Nations and the European Union to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls by 2030. Siya lends his time and influence to this critical cause, calling on men and boys to take responsibility and become part of the solution to ending violence against women and girls globally. 8. Maro Itoje. England national rugby team lock Maro Itoje is another one of the rugby players doing great work off the field. Born by Nigerian parents, Itoje decided to give back to his country by creating the Pearl Fund in 2023. With this foundation, Itoje aims to work with global partners such as World Vision UK, Stewardship, and CDLI to help children in Nigeria escape poverty through a multi-million-pound investment in long-term education. The fund will particularly focus on ensuring orphans and fatherless children complete both with primary and secondary school education, irrespective of their parental losses. The entire education of the beneficiaries of this foundation will be financed from cradle to college at schools that provide the same quality education as provided by the UK state. But not only Nigeria, the fund will also fundraise for World Vision education projects in Ghana. Both areas of funding in Nigeria and Ghana will also have additional sectoral programs embedded around them, such as economic support for their families, improved nutrition, and access to clean water. And that's a wrap on the list of rugby players making a difference in the world off the field. From raising awareness for the elimination of violence against girls and women to working to end poverty, these players show that they are more than just athletes. They are heroes making the world a better place. Thanks for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to this channel for more rugby-related content. See you in the next one.